and at this time, 7:30 in the morning, we do a little fishing report. What do you got upriver?
Actually, upriver right now, tarpon are kind of thinning out up there, but the ones that they're catching up there are big. There was a guy out the other day, a couple of guys on a flats boat, and they jumped 8 tarpon up in that area. Didn't get any of them to the boat. They all jumped through the hook and everything like that. The big thing right now, though, redfish are very abundant out in the shadows in the middle of the day along the harbor, both sides of the harbor, Pine Island Sound, Gasparilla Sound. And where you're going to find these guys are going to be up in the shade of the mangroves because that water is warm out that way. The harbor water right now in certain spots is up over about 93 degrees. So after the rains come in the afternoon, you'll find the fish moving out a little bit toward the edges of the flats, the grass, and things like that, because some of the bait that they're feeding on is washing out that way.
What are they biting on upriver?
Upriver, mostly what they're doing is they're using rattle traps. Some of the people are using the chartreuse jigs. I don't really see many people right now using
a rattle trap.
Is
the 2-piece lure?
No, single piece, but it has a small piece of lead shot inside it, so when it moves,
it makes
wiggles
noise.
through the water, it'll rattle.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Some people have been trying to use the cut catfish up there, and I haven't had any real good reports on that one there, except they are catching garfish with those because the garfish are really rolling up that way. Big thing out in the harbor too, sharks. They're abundant all over the place.
Because of the tarpon.
Well, because of the tarpon, but also because the water temperature is up around 90 right now. The artificial reefs. If you like taking your kids out fishing and stuff like that, like the old bridge reef off the Alligator Creek. Over in that area, the reef just to the west of marker number 5, down in the harbor off Cape Hayes, mangrove snapper, juvenile grouper, and lots of spadefish, and this is what people call angelfish. But
okay.
What they do is, you can throw almost anything in there, real small, using maybe a number 4 hook or less, small piece of shrimp. Split shot weight. You don't need a lead or anything like that. Just drop it over the side. The kids love catching these things. The fish turn sideways to fight. You think you've got a monster on this thing, and here it is. It's a spadefish you're bringing up, which is maybe twice the size of your hand when it's spread out. Offshore, people have been saying with the real clear water out there, amberjack out that way, good grouper, snapper, also some mahi out there too. People are looking at some of the weed lines out there, and anytime you find a weed line, like any type of floating object, you're going to find small bait fish under that, shrimp, things like that, crabs, and the larger fish are going to be hanging on under that feeding that. The trick is, if you catch a mahi, most of the time there are going to be hundreds around the mahi. So the trick is, the first one you catch, don't bring it out of the water. Keep it in the water, and the others are going to come up around it. So they follow it. So and of course you got jacks all over the place out there too, ladyfish. Mini lobster season. I thought we were going to be down in the Keys for mini lobster season.
I thought you were going to stay down there an extra
week.
Well,
we were actually going to go. We were going to do that, and but my brother had something come up, so we had to get back up that way. So, but mini lobster season starts this Wednesday, 12:01 midnight. Make sure you got your license and stuff like that. Now, a lot of people think lobster Keys, and you have to go to the Keys. And it's crazy down there. I've done mini lobster season, and this is what they call a sport season. This is before the commercial traps get put out, before the regular season opens, which is August 6th. And it's the mini season. It's the last sport season, they call it. The last Wednesday and Thursday of the month is what that is. And, I was down there in the Keys, and I was scouting out a couple of spots. Saw some pretty nice ones, nothing real big. But people don't realize that you can get some really, really nice bugs up this way. Lobster, they call them bugs, so. Especially up off the Quarantined Rocks area. We used to set up off Cayo Costa out that way. And those of you that have been to Cayo Costa, as you go through the pass, you turn to the south a little bit, follow the shoreline, and there's a set of rocks out that way. Little crevices and things like that. The problem is up there,
there'll be 30 boats there today. You're not going to be able to get out there.
Well, it's not today. It's not today, but I'll tell you, that's a great place to go. Years ago, this is before Cayo Costa was a state park. It used to be a county park. And they had horses on the island, one horse named Sandwich. Got his name Sandwich because if you go out there with a picnic lunch, all right, only accessible by boat, you'd come back and your lunch is all over the place because the horse knew how to open up your cooler and get in to get the sandwiches. So,
really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But, you know, that's not there. It's a state park now, so. But some of the rangers back then would go ahead and take the old fuel barrels, cut the ends off each one, the metal barrels, flatten them down just a little bit, and drop 4 or 5 of them out there on quarantine rocks. Now, they rust away within a year, all right? But excellent home for lobster. Caught some big ones out there, 20 pounders.
Ooh.
Yeah.